You ready to go? Is everything okay,
Oh,
Sunshine?
I suppose it's okay.
Welcome, folks, to this very special episode of the Nerdactyl podcast. I'm Matt, this guy right here, this beautiful man, is Scott,
Hey, what's up?
and we've just watched the PlayStation meeting. We were talking about it last episode. It was our inaugural show. We were really excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not quite as excited anymore.
No.
No.
No, unfortunately not.
But we did pretty much called most of it.
Yeah.
Our predictions.
Surprisingly, I
We-
didn't expect that.
We expected a little more. We expected a new game announcement. We didn't get that.
No.
But we did get the gist of Neo and PS4 Slim, right?
Yeah, sort of. But let's rewind a bit to the beginning. Of course, guys, this isn't our proper episode. We'll be doing episode 1, episode 2, and so forth in due course. But for now, we are in the process of getting everything sorted. Scott, of course, forgot the microphone.
We're using one mic, but it's okay because the guy in the Call of Duty conference, he also forgot his mic, so it's fine. It happens.
It happens. And since the last episode, we are now on iTunes. That's fantastic. That's a quiet round of applause so we don't interrupt the... Yeah,
there's all them audio spikes I didn't want.
Yeah, you're welcome. We're on iTunes. We have got everything sorted for your podcast services of choice. So, of course, you can go to pretty much any Android service if you're a beautiful Android user and not a silly
What's
iPhone
the one
user.
you use?
BeyondPod.
BeyondPod?
It's free and paid, but it's pretty good. I like it.
We're also on SoundCloud. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter now. We've got it all set up. We're on YouTube, which you'll know if you're watching this.
Yep, and if you're not, what's wrong with you?
I know, you miss out on this handsome guy's face.
I know, this handsome guy right here. Look. Stop this. He loves it, really. Shall we jump into the show?
Oh, yes, for the show. So, like we said, we pretty much called... Well, we called a lot of it.
Yeah. Let's start with PlayStation Slim.
Yeah, it was the first thing announced. We called it would take up the first portion of the show. They get out of the way.
Yeah.
It did.
They didn't actually address the fact that, we've known about this thing for ages. People have actually got it. It seems like they were maybe a bit embarrassed. Andrew House came out, just kind of said, here's the Slim.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
Yeah, but there's no jokes or anything.
No.
Like, usually there's a bit of humour in it. Was it the best leaked reveal I've ever seen?
Yeah.
Was Platinum Games, whenever they did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. They said, because it had leaked, the Mutants in Manhattan, that new piece of shit that I bought.
Yeah, for some reason.
Don't know why. And so it leaked, right?
Yeah.
It leaked, and then whenever it was going to be announced, they said, coming tomorrow, the official leak. That's awesome.
That's awesome,
You know,
that's how you do it. Not just pretend like nothing's happened and just do it by the numbers, which I was disappointed in Sony. This isn't the Sony that we've seen in recent years, where they, for example, whenever they were taking the piss out of Microsoft for not being able to share their games, and we had Shuhei Yoshida and
Adam Boyce.
Thank you.
Who I miss. I miss his humor.
I miss him too.
That was a humorless, soulless conference.
Yeah.
That was the Xbox One reveal. Yeah. That was the Xbox One reveal.
Yeah. By the numbers, by the books, but we'll get into that.
I just want to say quickly, those shots fired?
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft sent one out right after the conference.
What is it? Come on.
Oh, no. I don't want to yet because I want to reveal what was in that.
Okay.
It's what I was telling you.
Yeah.
So we haven't actually spoke anything at all about the conference. But one thing came out after that Sony didn't actually mention in the conference, but everyone else did.
I'm looking forward to this.
And yeah, Matt doesn't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
And honestly, it is putting me off a nail. It's a big reveal not to show. So We'll get there. Basically, Microsoft fired a shot straight back on Twitter. It's big.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Looking forward to hearing it. PS Slim $259.99. What do you think about the price?
We called it.
We did.
Well, we called $249.
$249. Yeah.
And
of course, I'm just assuming it's $259.99. It probably is, I'm guessing, but they didn't actually. They just said $259.
Oh yeah. It is. But well, honestly, the price doesn't surprise me. It came out and they said it's a new standard PS4.
Which is the standard price for the PS4 at the minute, unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I think it is. And that's exactly the same as what happened PS3, PS2, and PS1. No big surprise.
Exactly. And I should say that is, of course, the pound sterling price. I didn't make a note of the US dollars.
I think it was $2.99.
$2.99. It's pretty standard once again. That's pretty much all we got for the Slim, though. I mean, they didn't approach the new light bar and the controller. They didn't really.
No, they didn't.
They didn't say anything about it.
They didn't mention anything about it.
No.
Just, there are 40 million PS4s, but new people may come. This is for them.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I think they did keep it quite succinct, and that's good because we all knew it was coming. Yeah. There was no reaction from the crowd, and that's one thing. There was no reaction from the crowd for any of that conference. Not one bit was there a cheer. There was a small scattering of applause, but it was mainly polite, and there were some bits just fell flat.
Yeah,
fell completely flat, which we will get into.
Yeah, we will. September 15th. We're talking, at the time we're recording this, just over a week away.
Class.
That says it all, folks.
Yeah. Okay. I think we called that as well. I think.
Roundabout. We said it was coming pretty much immediately, which, a week away, that's fair enough. This thing is out in stores now.
Yeah.
It's already been leaked. The PS Slim's gone, folks. We don't care.
Can I introduce the next section quickly?
Go on.
So, we have a name. R.I.P. Neo. We have the PS4 Pro. What do you think?
Pro.
I think it's fine.
It's fine. I mean...
Boring.
But again, it's by the numbers. I mean, we've seen the iPad Pro.
Yeah.
We've seen... unless I'm mistaken, the Xbox Pro controller. This thing is obviously...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the Xbox One Pro controller.
It's like the Xbox Elite. Remember the 360 Elite? It's exactly the same.
It's the same deal.
To be honest, I think it's quite good.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but it does send out a clear message. It's still a PS4. It's just the Pro version.
Exactly.
That's much better than whenever the Nintendo Wii U came out, and people were like, "Is it still a Wii?
Is it a
Wii?
Just a controller?
Just.
I remember Twitter during that reveal. My god!
That to me is better than PS4K because that's confusing.
Mm.
Partly because of the reveal, the leak. Not the leak. Part of the reveal that I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
The shock also means that that's not true.
Right.
And also, it's better than PlayStation Plus because, of course, we have PlayStation Plus. That would be confusing. So
PlayStation 4S, they can't really do because Microsoft have kind of taken that now, and Apple.
Yeah. So
and pretty much everyone else.
Yeah. So I think that's a good way of looking at it. PS4 Pro.
Yeah. I mean, it says it all. I mean, it's easy for Joe Blogs consumer, goes into the store, goes, oh, what's this PS4 Pro? Oh, okay, it's a better version of the PS4 I've already got. Maybe doesn't exactly sell the hardware, but whatever.
It doesn't alienate everyone. Doesn't alienate mum and dad. Because they're like, do I want to get little Tommy a PS4 or do I want to get him the Pro version? Well, he's only a 6-year-old and he's going to play Call of Duty, so I'll just get him the normal PS4.
Probably shouldn't be playing Call of Duty.
Oh, but he will.
He will.
You know that's who plays Call of Duty.
Big features, 4K gaming, high dynamic range support, but as they revealed, the PlayStation 4 standard is going to get a firmware upgrade next week for high dynamic range support. So that doesn't really matter.
No, that doesn't, because if I want to get if they're selling me all this 4K HDR stuff, I'm going to go for a 4K HDR TV, and that's what the PS4 Pro is for.
Yeah,
I'm not going to play my PS4 standard on it, or it's not really selling a PS4 Pro if they're like, but you can get some of the features on your PS.
Exactly.
I just didn't get.
And I wonder if this is maybe a method to try and calm the consumers who might be like, why I bought a PS4 day one, now you're expecting me to shell out for this, I mean...
It is a bit.
It's okay, don't worry, you've got some HDR support on your PS4 standard now if your TV supports HDR. That's honestly, I'll admit now, folks, that's, I don't know if my TV does.
I don't know, I don't think ours do. We've got the same model and I don't think ours do. I don't know, and I'm sure the people in the comments will butcher me for this. I don't know.
I'll butcher you.
I don't know if you can get a TV that supports HDR but not 4K. So that becomes a bit pointless.
I hope that's the case because that's hilarious.
I think it has to be a 4K TV to support HDR. Could be wrong.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't think giving original PS4 owners HDR really is any use to anyone.
No, unfortunately.
It's kind of nice that it's like, oh, well, they haven't forgot about me, but they kind of have.
Yeah.
So,
upgraded GPU, boosted clock rate, interoperability, which is a word they threw around, which basically means that your standard stuff on PS4 works in PS4 Pro, and a 1 terabyte hard drive.
Which we already have. They made that sound like this is the gift you've been waiting on. No, PS4 1 terabyte hard drives do exist.
Yeah.
So, plus, I just stuck a 2 terabyte drive in my machine.
Yeah, for probably about the same price that it would cost you to upgrade it.
Oh, far less.
Yeah.
£67.
Well, we'll get onto the cost in a minute for PS4 Pro.
Yeah, I want to say quickly, my notes during that section, there was a lot of bullshit explaining. A lot of sentences just had no meaning. You know, they were just standard PowerPoint.
Especially from Mark Cerny.
Andrew House had he repeated a few points that were just complete. Yeah. Well, Mark Cerny went on.
But
then Andrew House went on and just kind of summed it up and said, "We're doing good things for you." It's like, that was a good sentence, you know. So then it went on to, do you remember the PowerPoint with algorithms and?
Oh my God!
Fucking hell!
There was also a PowerPoint explaining HDR, which had like little pictures of suns on it, and it showed, you know, this is a light range for HD. I mean, this wasn't a conference for the average consumer, and when you. Well, I suppose with the name PlayStation meeting, that does kind of say it all. It's just kind of like a boardroom thing. I mean, it sounded like we were listening in on the conference call, which was a little bit dumb. I mean, we went into this, and the way they touted this, it seems, was, you know, this is something awesome, come and look, you know. Yeah. Obviously, it's not in the same vein as the... that was probably a spike, I'm sorry.
No, actually not too bad.
Oh, sweet. What do you call the event in like January time for the consumer?
Tokyo Game Show? No, not Tokyo.
No, the PlayStation one.
Oh, the
Regardless, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's late at night here, folks.
PSX, is it?
PSX. Thank you. PlayStation Experience, PlayStation Meeting. I mean, there's a difference there, but maybe we should have expected this to be a little bit more.
Yeah, not exactly
boring.
Coming out and new games. It's not E3.
Yeah, I mean, the way they were introducing games was, here's 10 seconds of this one, here's another 10 seconds of this one.
Here's
a couple of games. Yeah.
Oh, just... Okay, no, you can do the game bit first.
Yeah.
I just want to do a quick kind of... Actually, can I just quickly jump in?
This is how the show works, folks. We don't have anything planned. No. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I don't know what he's doing here. So what it felt like, completely, like the way they demonstrated the games, and especially with all the technobabble.
Yeah.
I know it was a conference. It was like a boardroom meeting.
Yeah.
But it felt like Sony were trying to sell me on the technology, and 4K and HDR, not games. It wasn't for the gamers, and maybe we should have expected that in this kind of conference. But it felt like, especially compared to the Microsoft One S reveal, it felt like this was a complete reversal from the original Xbox One, the PS4 reveal. Remember, PS4 came out and was like, for the gamers.
Yeah.
And Xbox One came out and was like, sports TV, technology. This felt like the other way around. Because when Microsoft showed off the One S, they kept it succinct. They showed games.
Yeah.
They kept the price low. And now Sony have came out, ignored the games pretty much, and just came out and just said, look at 4K, look at these pixels, and look at all this garbage, and it's more expensive. And it just feels like that didn't go down well. And looking at Twitter, it really didn't go down well.
Yeah, so I saw as well.
It felt. I summed it up that. They kept it. Yeah, so Xbox One kept it short.
Yeah,
okay, but also impressed us. Impressed us by introducing us this new shiny word, teraflops. Right?
Oh yes.
And they were like, "Oh, the Xbox One S is better."
Yeah.
Whereas Sony tried to sell us TVs and tech, but didn't actually say anything about why the PS Neo was better than the Xbox One, or even better than the PS. Really?
Yeah.
Didn't feel like it was.
No, they didn't really. I mean, there was a lot of it we were confused about exactly what does this offer the average gamer who maybe only has a standard HD TV, doesn't have HDR support, doesn't have 4K. What does this offer us? And it took a long time for them to say, actually, some games will have greater graphical density was one of the things. Visual density, was one of the things I told it around.
Yeah.
Saying that it allows developers to boost the visual density of games. It's down to the developer to actually make the use of this hardware, and I'm wondering if this thing has gone down like a sack of bricks. Are developers really gonna support this?
It just sounded complicated. It's like it changes depending on your display and all. It's like,
yeah. And I mean, granted, we know that the PS4 was developed in a way that it's basically a high-end PC, that it can be that's easily ported, your game to, because if you're developing it on PC, then you just basically you stick it in the PS4 and promise your uncle it can run. So maybe it's going to be easy for developers to get more bang for their buck out of the Neo. But
agreed.
One thing we didn't see a bunch of developers talking about the PlayStation 4 Pro going, this makes our game so much better. This allows us to do this and do that
I fell asleep during this, but did Call of Duty not do that?
No, because what I'm talking about is, the way for some hardware reveals we actually have a sizzle reel of 10 different developers. We have Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog, and we have such and such coming on saying, in a short video, this allows us to do this, and oh my god, it's wondrous, and it's amazing, and it's magical. And it's like, having access to pure gold for making our games.
Yeah, which is what they did at the PS4 reveal.
Yeah, and we didn't get that. No. Which, again, didn't sell for the average consumer.
No, didn't at all. No, really, really didn't. The one thing I was just saying with the teraflops and all. Okay, yes, people were like, what's a teraflop? But it was still a way that they could come out and say Xbox One is X better than the Xbox... Sorry, the One S is better than the Xbox One. Now, what's interesting is the PS Neo costs £100 more than the Xbox One S.
Spoilers, yeah.
Apparently, there's... Oh, sorry.
That's alright.
We know it's more powerful, right?
Yeah.
We don't know how much. They didn't tell us the specs, unless I missed that.
We didn't.
But
I was Googling afterwards as well, no specs.
But the thing is, apparently it's 4 teraflops, right? Compared to the 1.8 of the PlayStation whatever.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4. And it's more than the Xbox One S, right? Why did they not tell us that, right? Why did they not say, it is a better console, this is what you're getting for that extra money, this is what makes it better than the Xbox One? Where was that? Not a dig, but where was the comparison? Like, this is a superior console, right? And why the fuck was this not at E3? It's an Xbox One S.
Why did they hold it back?
I think, in my opinion, my initial reaction is because it's £100 more. If the Xbox One S had have came out 2 days before, or a few hours before, people would have been like, well, it's exactly the same, and it would have been bad, but still not good at the minute. Not good.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to get into the games?
Absolutely.
Sorry, I just sidetracked.
That's okay, that's what this show is about. Alright, so a couple of shitty games we saw quickly. We saw For Honor running twice.
We're missing the
I'm getting back to that. Oh,
you're not doing it in order?
No, I'm not doing it in order. I'm doing it in sort of order, and then we're going back to one of the big ones. Okay. We saw For Honor running twice on Pro. I'm interested in For Honor, but I don't really care right now. We saw Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, Tomb Raider, Watch Dogs 2, which looks very pretty. Killing Floor 2 for some reason. I don't know.
That's when we had our Luminance PowerPoint.
We saw Days Gone, which is looking good.
Yes, but I think I even said this to you during the conference. He's like, we're going to turn on the HDR switch now. And I was like, did I miss it?
Yeah, has it happened yet?
Where's the HDR switch?
Is it on?
I was like, this looks pretty, but I didn't see the switch.
Me neither. I don't think anyone did. I saw other people talking about that as well. Days Gone, however, is looking pretty. We saw the main character throwing a Molotov at night into a massive corral of zombies, for lack of a better word. I don't know what they're calling them. It looked pretty. I'm looking forward to that game.
Looks good. Yeah. What does that look like on our PS4?
The same.
Probably the same. When we said this was going to happen, like in my predictions before, I think you might have agreed with me, or maybe both of us have. I said they're only going to show games in PS4 Neo. Now, they did go one step further and they did show us comparisons. Didn't expect that. Just turn the light on. Didn't expect that. But predominantly, that is what happened. Oh, look, you can see our gigabyte size.
Wow.
26 gigabyte already?
Oh, it's going up.
Wow.
Jesus.
There you go.
I have enough hardware, so it's fine.
I don't. I've got 4 gigabytes free on my laptop.
That's hilarious. Anyway, Days Gone looks good. Weirdly, they demoed Infamous First Light, which has been out for how long?
It came out, I know then, it came out and was like, oh look, it's the games you already have, but he really should have said that first.
He
because everyone's just like, what the fuck? Why is Infamous popping up?
Okay, I can see why they're using that to demonstrate HDR, because obviously Fetch's neon effects, they're going to look far better in HDR because HDR shows you every amount of detail in shadows and highlights and blah blah blah. They're calling it forward compatibility. Where's our backwards compatibility, Sony?
Because they're forward thinking though. And if you don't have a forward thinking 4K HDR TV, then fuck you.
That's a lot of Fs.
That is.
I like it.
Well, I was going to say something about that.
Well, over a dozen first-party titles have patches incoming. That's great.
Yeah.
That's
no, did not
wonderful.
say half a dozen or... I don't know. It was very few anyway.
Now, by this, was it half a dozen? Jeez.
I think it was half a dozen, but there are some third parties too.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, you know, there's few third parties.
Interestingly, at this point, we started getting the hint that the PS4 Neo, I'm still calling it, the PS4 Pro, that's hard to say, PS4 Pro, is coming out this year. We still didn't get a date though, and everything starts going, it's coming out.
You're out of focus. Am I out of focus?
I think you're out of focus. No.
I have to be closer?
That's fine. I don't
care.
I
think it's because I sat back.
If you're listening to the audio podcast, folks, you're missing audio or visual goals right now. We're just looking at the camera.
Looks good.
Looks sexy.
You look good.
You look good.
Come here.
Anyway.
I don't want to be on that podcast.
Anyway, folks.
Not with you.
Yeah. Shut up. So that was pretty much the main sort of games we saw first of all. Now,
come back.
Yeah. Spider-Man. Web it in.
Boom.
Marvel's Spider-Man was shown. Now, we only got a short pan from street level going up, turns around.
The civilians in the distance.
It
would have been a blur on your shitty old PS4.
Apparently so. Camera pans round, we see the detail on Spider-Man's suit, it all looks very cool. Yeah. Wasn't expecting to see Spider-Man.
No, yeah. It's nice that we're showing it off in Spider-Man.
Absolutely. And it looks gorgeous. I mean, regardless, that game is going to be stunning, I think. I mean, I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
Another big game they showed, though, Horizon Zero Dawn. Jesus Christ. Stop.
When you sit forward, but you get further away from the mic.
I know. What do we do?
Can we bring the mic a little bit closer?
Let's bring the mic a little bit closer. This is what you signed up for, folks.
Come back here.
That'll do. How's your sound?
Levels are exactly the same, I think.
Awesome. There we go, folks. Continue.
There's these little down... it's fine.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Oh, God, no.
No, just like Mark Cerny.
Just like Mr. Call of Duty.
Oh, God. We'll get back to him. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Someone hands him a mic. He just continues as if everyone else has heard the first bit.
Horizon Zero Dawn is looking amazing. Now, I thought that was a good visual representation of HDR because the vibrancy of those colours was amazing.
Yeah.
We didn't get a comparison.
No. It looked like Avatar, the movie.
Yeah.
It looked gorgeous.
It was stunning. Aloy's hair, the effects in her hair when she's moving and everything just looks...
Now, Matt, you sound like you're trying to sell me Tomb Raider. Every time the Tomb Raider comes out. And he said it again.
Her hair.
He said it again.
He did.
Mark Cerny said it again. He said, well, he mentioned it with other things this time, but he was like, her hair. And I'm like, every time a new console or new hardware comes out, it's like, look at Lara Croft's hair. Look at it blow.
To be fair, I remember Lara's hair in Tomb Raider 2. It was just amazing. During that China level. What's that, Tomb Raider 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Tomb Raider 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Tomb Raider 2. Because I remember playing on PC back in the day for some reason. PC
nerd.
No, I wasn't a PC nerd. I just bought things randomly in PC.
I remember our mutual. We're non-biased.
We're non-biased.
We're non-biased. PlayStation.
So PlayStation.
Fuck PC.
PC Master Race. I remember for some reason I bought
a PC.
I bought Worms 3D. If you remember that game on PC rather than buying it on PlayStation 2. Don't know why.
Because you wanted 10,000p, 10 billion frames per second. That's why.
I just saw it in a shop and I was like, "That'll do." That'll do, pig. And it ran like shit. It didn't run on my PC, and I didn't understand.
You need a PS4 Neo.
I need a Neo to run that game. Even the Neo wouldn't run it.
Oh, that's what I was going to say, just quickly. So during that sizzle reel, during that bit where he's going on about all the games, montage of games, or whatever, he was selling us in 4K and HDR again, you know. He said about the blackest blacks, the brightest brights, just because you're saying what Horizon, right? Mm-hmm. I remember the exact same conference when Blu-ray and 1080p was announced. The exact same. It was like, these are the blackest blacks you can get. These are the whitest whites you can get. And now they're coming out being like, yeah, Blu-ray shit. So that lead me to... No, I'll save it at the end.
Save it for the end. Save the bombshell for the end. I do just want to come back quickly to Horizon, because there was one part in that demo where we had one of those tall Brontosaurus type machines with the flat head, and she climbed up it, kind of Shadow of the Colossus style. Yeah. And I think she turned over the control of it to her, like made it friendly or something like that. I've seen something like that in there.
And the blue wires came out.
Yeah. That game. And then she jumps off the end and kind of grapples onto its neck to swing down. Oh my god.
I tell you what though, I hope that it is running like that and it's not another Watch Dogs.
Same.
See if it comes out and it's dialed down.
But that's the thing, I mean, everything we've seen of this game from the press have said that this is running like this, and it's not far off.
On Neo?
I mean, granted we saw Watch Dogs long before Watch Dogs was announced, and long before we even knew that it was a quote-unquote next-gen game. Yeah, you're not even on shot.
Yeah.
Amateur. Regardless, that really solidified as well. Horizon Zero Dawn for me, I can't wait for that game. It's going to be good.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised they didn't bring out Sean Murray to show what No Man's Sky can do on PS Neo?
God, I am surprised at that actually, but I think Sean Murray might actually be in hiding right now.
I think so.
I don't even think he's used his Twitter last time I looked.
But you know when he came out and was just like, oh, Neo can like fix our game.
Yeah. Hey, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain for a second, folks, but I just realised we didn't eliminate the background noise.
We could do it
at the end.
We just need 3 seconds of quiet.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, that's good. Anyway, back to the podcast.
Here, so that was... I've just got the notes say, at the end of Horizon.
Yeah.
And that really exhilarating... I actually woke up for that part and was like, oh, yeah, shit, I need to get my pre-order of Horizon. We came on to Call of Duty. Yawn.
Yay.
And his mic wasn't on.
I literally just wrote here at Call of Duty, meh, and then we moved on.
But it was nice because everyone got a little nap. You know?
Now, granted, I don't get... Now, I'm going to get trashed in the comments for this probably, but I don't get why people are so negative about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, because I think as a game it looks pretty good. Now,
it's different.
It's different.
Call of Duty, but at least you tried something different.
Well, it was the same with Black Ops 3. It was pretty different. I mean, yes, it wasn't in space and stuff, but we're still talking robots and so forth. It's the first Call of Duty game I enjoyed in a long time.
Black Ops 3?
Black Ops 3. I liked it. Well,
I didn't play it.
Didn't play it? No. You should. Borrow my copy sometime.
I have too many games. I'm playing Eco at the minute. Because I want to get ready for The Last Guardian. I've never played Eco.
God, you've got about 10 years to get ready for The Last Guardian, so you're okay. Which actually brings us on, segue to one of our reader mails. Yeah.
Quickly. Just on the Call of Duty point, 2 seconds. Just quite funny that there were a lot of awkward silences in this conferences. A lot.
Yeah.
But whenever Mr. Call of Duty comes out, and he's just like, and I'm happy to announce Call of Duty Infinite Warfare will have day 1 PS Pro support, and everyone's just like...
I think everyone was probably just thinking, is it coming out? Is it coming out in time for Call of Duty? I mean...
Yeah, that was the only thing. But like, I think everyone was kind of like, isn't every game really going to have PS1 Pro support? Is that not the point of
He was far too into that.
And no one even reacted at all. No one said it. Like, there was no clapping, no anything. It was just so funny. Yeah, awful. Sorry, go ahead.
Yep. Segue into our first ever piece of reader mail, folks, or listener mail, because people aren't reading this podcast unless it's in Braille.
Yeah, well, some people transcribe.
That's right. We should probably get it in Braille at some point.
Oh, Braille? Yeah, Braille. Yeah. Just not English.
Just not English.
Here, what was I going to say? We need to come up with a little name for reader mail.
Listener mail.
Listener mail.
Maybe we should just call it reader mail and just be confusing.
Mail. We'll come up with something. Come up with something next time.
Or if you have any ideas for what we can call our listener mail section, write in hello@nerdactyl.com.
Or drop in the comments as well.
Or do that. We won't read them, but you can do it.
We will.
I
will.
Yes.
No, I mean the bottom one.
Yeah, the bottom one.
You hand me a page with 2 on.
I segued
and it's not
into
even
it.
the top one.
I segued into it.
You need to work in your organisation, Matt.
I'm going to take all the listener mail from my own. This guy.
So, first bit of listener mail is from Amanda, who says, I was hoping to see more... sorry, this was a prediction. She said, before the show, hoping to see more of The Last Guardian. Maybe a part of another level. And I want to see what PSVR is like. Now, there wasn't much in PSVR at all.
Surprisingly.
We didn't see much. We heard it'll make it better. I think one part it said it would double the pixels. Pixel count and higher frame rates.
Yeah, I made a note of that.
But it didn't say on all games, it said in some games.
Better frame rates, visual crispness, rendered pixel count. But developers can choose to have these things.
I'm sure they want to.
I'm sure they do. Bless them. Bless them for giving us that better pixel count.
Isn't it good that developers now get the chance to make 5 versions of their game?
They do that anyway, sure.
Oh yeah, they're delighted to do it.
For some reason they put it on Wii U.
Now you can make it for PS4, PS4 Pro, PS4 with a HDR but not 4K screen, and Xbox One and Xbox One S and Project Scorpio and Wii U.
If you're a developer, let us know how thrilled you are.
Yeah, please do. What was I going to say? But that's my biggest shock, to be honest, that we didn't see more PSVR. I thought the whole thing was going to be a jerk-off of PSVR.
Especially considering, it's coming out on the 15th of October. This is now the 7th of September when we're filming this.
Yeah.
We are just over a month away. Now, granted, on the PlayStation blog, they have been doing 5-day long stints on various VR games. They did one on PlayStation VR Worlds. They did one on Eve Valkyrie, which I didn't actually know was mainly a multiplayer game. That's a little bit disappointing. They did say,
no friends. So
I'm the only one that I know that's getting the PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
That sucks. If you're getting the PlayStation VR, let me know.
I was thinking about it if there was a Neo and VR bundle announced, which there wasn't, and I'm also shocked that I thought there would be a Neo VR bundle.
Yeah.
And there wasn't. No bundles.
I think that's going to be down to the individual retailers. There's no hard bundles.
Probably. Like the PS4 Vita thing.
Yeah, it was weird that we didn't get to see any more Last Guardian as well, I guess. But I think Sony just want to get that out the door.
Yeah, it feels like that. I mean, what's he called? Andrew House at the start did mention it. He said Last Guardian's coming out, but...
Did he?
Yeah, I think there was like a picture of it. He's like, you can play upcoming PS4 games like The Last Guardian. But it wasn't like... There was no footage. Also, Amanda, I'm a little disappointed. I want to see a bit more of The Last Guardian. We've seen the same bits over and over.
When's it coming out? It's not
October 10th, I think. October 15th, maybe. It's mid-October. It's the same time that Dragonball Xenoverse and Crash Skylanders Edition. Sorry, Skylanders Edition Crash Bandicoot. Dragonball Xenoverse, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and World of Final Fantasy all come out within 2 weeks of each other.
There's a game I'm interested in, World of Final Fantasy.
So am I.
I know next to nothing about it, though.
No one does.
It's weird. It's very pretty.
I need to stop shaking that. I'm shaking this, and it's making the screen. That happened in the last one.
I blame you completely.
I'm looking at myself.
You are looking at yourself. You need to look up here. See right here?
Yeah. Okay.
Also, looking down here. Look up there. Okay, not down here.
Oh, you. What's new? So no Last Guardian. No, not much VR.
Unfortunate. Moving on.
Yes.
We got to see Mass Effect Andromeda, which was teased earlier because the guy that was on stage was like, crap, it's tomorrow the 7th, and that was pretty much, everyone was like, oh great, it's going to be there.
Oh, I didn't see that.
What did you think? What did you think of Mass Effect Andromeda?
Well, this is interesting because we come from 2 very different backgrounds here.
Mm-hmm.
I have never played a Mass Effect.
For some reason.
And that did not sell me because it was like, we're going to show you gameplay, and you were like, whoa. I was like, excited. Okay, sure, I'll see what Mass Effect's about. And then it showed jumping, I think.
Yeah.
And then it showed a cutscene.
Now,
class.
Yeah, whenever they showed that we were going to see Mass Effect, instantly I was like, awesome, thank God, we're finally going to get some. And we were told that we were going to get to see some more Mass Effect later in the year, so this was the time. We didn't get to see any combat.
No.
Even though at the end of that cutscene it looked like there was going to be a lot of combat. We didn't really get an inkling of what was going on. There was something about vaults. There was something about vaults all over this system. They were looking for these vaults. Graphically, this thing is gorgeous. Now, weirdly as well, whenever we first got to see Mass Effect Andromeda, we got a short trailer revealing the female character. And it seemed like they were going to be focusing on the female character for once. This time it seems like in this demo it was the male. Now, whether or not they just wanted this opportunity to go, oh look, here's your male character, or they are still trying to work out if they're going to focus on female or male for everyone. I mean, I think a lot more people played as the female character in Mass Effect.
Yeah. I would just say that's maybe just the section of the game they finished. It's a vertical slice.
It is.
It's not a very big one. Despite
the fact this game is meant to be coming out early next year now, I think, and it's being put back. It's going to be November next year.
Of course it's
calling it now. Regardless, I mean, it does look gorgeous. I'm intrigued about the story.
I didn't think it looked much better than anything else we've seen.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I wasn't overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It was inside a cave, and after seeing bright things, I was just like,
an interesting technology, and there was one bit where there was enemies, and they said, "Oh, don't go near them because that will aggro them." Essentially,
okay.
These weird. It looks like something in No Man's Sky. Weird jellyfishy.
That's what all games should aim for. Yeah.
Exactly. Regardless,
the dinosaur.
It felt tacked on. It really did. Like, this wasn't how we should have seen Mass Effect gameplay. Now, maybe they're going to reveal something at N7 Day. November 7th is Mass Effect Day, essentially.
I actually didn't know that.
There you go. It's because the N7 is the team in Mass Effect trilogy, or the original trilogy, blah, 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 blah. But maybe we're going to see something more in N7 Day, and that's when I expected them to do a big blowout reveal.
Yeah.
Maybe Game Informer for November is going to be Mass Effect Andromeda. Boom.
Yeah. Maybe.
But I don't think that's how we should have got it.
No, drop the ball.
No, either show us a good 5-minute demo, 10-minute demo, including a little bit of combat, just talk over it a little bit, saying this is our main character, Ryder. Don't just throw us in. This wasn't an E3 conference, but we could have done with seeing a little bit more Mass Effect than just, here's a short gameplay video. Enjoy.
I still don't think that in that kind of conference, where it's all about impressive visuals, right? I don't think that had enough to justify being in there. It just wasn't good enough to be in that reel. Like, if you're going to show us some Mass Effect, show us some Mass Effect. Don't be like, here's a 4K conference, everyone's going to be better in your PS Pro, and here's like 10 seconds of Mass Effect that we just scraped together.
Yeah.
Not much happened in it. Didn't sell me on the game, didn't sell me on the visuals. You know?
But
especially coming after Horizon.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And whatever the fuck Call of Duty was trying to do. Day one PS Pros.
I think I kind of zoned off for the Call of Duty bit, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I saw some things about the sun, and there was explosions, and it's Call of Duty.
So next, we moved on to what we criticised Xbox for by not focusing on games. Streaming. 4K streaming. So we have a new Netflix app. I'm sure you're excited.
Yeah.
We have a new YouTube app. Maybe this is me being too greedy, but if you're going to have a 4K console, right, and things stream 4K, I just expected that. I don't think there has to be an announcement.
Yeah.
Hey guys, guess what? There's a new Netflix app. I'm like, well, is it not? We're going to get Netflix. We know we're going to get Netflix.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think that stands to reason.
It's like computers.
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying computers, like, anything, if you have Netflix and you have a 4K enabled device, it just works in 4K.
Yeah.
So, like, it doesn't have to be a big announcement. It's like, it should be expected. And as far as I know, Microsoft didn't make that big a deal with it, with the Xbox One S. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that they didn't spend too long on it, which was something.
No,
but, I mean, they didn't need to show it at all.
PS4 is going to be HDR.
Yeah, but, you know, I don't know how many people are actually going to have the support for it on their TVs, or if they're really going to care, but I'd be interested to see. The metrics.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I don't have an HDR TV, so I have no reason to get a PS4 Pro. Absolutely none.
You see, that's what I'm wondering about. That. Yeah, okay, so we don't have 4K support, we don't have HDR support, whatever. But if it is going to offer, better graphical fidelity on, standard games on a standard TV. They did spend a bit of time talking about this is how it's going to look on your HD TV. If you don't have the support, don't worry, we've got something for you as well. It just didn't feel like enough.
No, not all,
Especially considering it's not like every game now has to have this support, which they've sort of said recently, but not quite.
Now it's like a
Some
handful
games
of
look
games.
better.
Yeah, it's like, and the fact that Call of Duty came out and made a big thing about, we're having it day one. It's like, are other places not going to have it day one?
Yeah.
Are all my games that you just, is that it? Shadow of Mordor, Infamous First
That's
Light.
right, Shadow of Mordor was shown for some reason as well, for forward compatibility or whatever.
So they showed a pro sizzle reel, and hilariously, I made note of this, no one clapped. Not one person clapped.
Yeah. And then we got to see the console itself.
Which we already leaked. We'd seen it actually just before we recorded the last podcast, so that's been around for a while. It's a 3-tier PS4.
Yeah.
It's bigger, and it's all Xbox in their little dig.
Yeah.
Address this too, and I can't wait to tell you what it is.
I'm looking forward to this.
We've only got one more bit left to go.
Yeah, we're almost there. Well, November 10th is the release date, which, we started getting things, as I said, that we were going to get the console this year. I'm a little bit surprised, but then I'm sort of not.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been more surprised if the console had been more. If we were getting something along the lines of the Scorpio, which is something that I want to talk about in a minute.
Yeah. Can we pause it there?
We can.
Cool. I need to take a break a minute. Sorry, I had to take a phone call.
Anyway, so we're looking at November 10th release date for the console.
1 month after PlayStation VR.
1 month.
Yeah.
Round about.
Sure.
Surprised?
Not overly. I mean, we had that report that said that devs didn't have kits and that it was likely going to come next year. It didn't, that was lies. But Call of Duty is going to have it day one.
Day one.
No one else is, but Call of Duty.
$349.99 US. No, £349.99 sterling. You're talking $399 US dollars. That's a price difference of 90 from the current PS4.
Yes.
£90, I mean.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, that's what I'm confused at though. Like, so they came out and it is clear that it's not the next generation, right?
Yeah.
It's not Scorpio. But we know from the specs, it is a lot more powerful than Xbox One S. Why did they not make a big deal out of it? Why did they not justify that $349 price?
Is it actually more powerful than the Xbox One S?
Yeah, the teraflops are more powerful.
Okay. You see, that means nothing.
It means fuck all to me, but I'm pretty sure it's more powerful. Anyway.
But to get the real power of it, if I can just say, you need a 4K TV. So you're talking the $349.99 plus if you don't have it already, a 4K TV. I mean,
you know what? The more we talk about it, I don't know why they didn't just call it the PS4K.
I know, right?
So I want to tell you. We've talked about the whole conference, right?
Yeah.
I want to tell you what Xbox tweeted. Now everyone watching this probably knows.
I don't.
Did my hair fall down when I went to pick up my phone? Yes. So Xbox tweeted out a little advert for Xbox One S.
Yeah.
4K games.
Right.
HDR. The best games. 40% slimmer. $249. Right? £100 cheaper, and they're just saying that's exactly all the same shit. Oh,
wow.
Well, what else does it do? The PS Neo doesn't do? Sorry, PS Pro. I'm still calling it Neo. What does it do that PS Neo doesn't do?
Mixed chips.
Doesn't play fucking 4K Blu-rays.
What?
Doesn't play 4K Blu-rays.
Is that confirmed?
Confirmed.
Doesn't.
Mic drop. That's why I didn't mention it.
I'm not going to.
That's what I wanted it for. Because I'm like, I want something that's future-proof.
Where was this confirmed?
Everywhere. Everyone's tweeting it.
Holy. Well, that's a mistake.
The Xbox One S. If you take specs out, right? Take the teraflops out. Take all that shit. What Xbox said is, we do all the same shit and more for £100 cheaper, and it's a 40% slimmer console. That PS Neo is a big fucking brick.
Yeah.
And it does less than the Xbox One. It might do it better, You know, it's got more teraflops, it's got more this and that.
It's got more hoobity hoys.
Yeah, but at the end of the day...
It's got the grub nuts.
But Microsoft didn't focus... Microsoft focused on that and they said it's better.
Yeah.
But Sony didn't just focus on the games. You know, that's what I mean. Microsoft actually did that one far better.
Wow.
Microsoft did that far
Microsoft.
better. The Xbox One S was done much better than the PS Neo. Because that's what I'm trying to say. They did not give me any reason there to justify that extra £100.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank Christ, I thought I wasn't recording there. I was just like...
Professional podcast.
We're still talking, and it is the damn thing recording.
We would have the crappy audio off the video anyway.
Oh, that would have sucked, wouldn't it? That would have
Continue.
sucked.
So, that's surprising, but that's not going to matter to everyone, though. That's the thing.
But people, that won't, the 4K won't, but, they're focusing on the games and not the tech. People want the great games, and also, we've seen from the PS4 reveal, people want it cheap.
Yeah.
Microsoft did that better. The PS4 did not give us the PS Pro didn't give us one reason why you'd spend an extra £100 on that over the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And I'm not Team Microsoft at all, obviously. But now I'm like, you know what, if I want a 4K Blu-ray player, because I love my Blu-rays, I know they're being phased out, and Sony doing this is really obvious. They're trying to phase out physical media.
Yeah, I would agree.
We're not fully there yet, and I love Blu-rays. And I was thinking about getting a 4K Blu-ray player. So a 249 Microsoft One S.
I think I heard just before the conference as well that the cheapest 4K Blu-ray player in the market at the minute, apart from maybe the Xbox One S, is, I think it was a Panasonic for $500 around about. I'm not sure, I just heard this in passing.
Like, I'm not getting VR and I don't have an HDR 4K TV, so I'm not going to get the Neo.
Yeah.
You know?
See,
I might get it in a couple of years' time. But
I'm getting VR, but at the minute I don't really have any reason to get the Neo either. The Pro. Sorry.
Unless you want 4K Netflix. But then, if you have a 4K TV, right? I could be wrong. A 4K HDR TV, I'm pretty sure you're going to get a Netflix app with that will do it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's what I mean. Don't try and sell me on streaming apps. TVs do that.
Well, exactly. I mean, I still use my PlayStation 4 for my streaming app because my TV sometimes runs like shit. But I mean, yeah, my TV has a Netflix app. My TV has an Amazon Prime app. I think.
Yeah, it's like I use my TV for Netflix. I use my phone for Netflix.
Yeah.
I can use my PlayStation, but it's not going to sell me on the console.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's not going to sell me either.
What do you think of that shade from Microsoft?
Oh, I'd like to see the ad. Maybe we can pop it up here in the middle.
Keep talking. I'll try and find it.
Keep talking. Well, the things that I wanted to bring up as well there is the PS4 Pro is similar to the Xbox One S, apart from that. So it leaves Sony in a weird position when it comes to the Scorpio.
Well, they haven't announced that yet.
Yeah, the Scorpio's out next year. We know that it's going to be more far. Well, I think so. We're going to learn about it next year. I was assuming that it was going to be out for holiday next year. I'd be surprised if it was any longer.
Sorry, the advert does say on it 4K streaming and Blu-ray.
Wow. That's amazing. See if we can get that embedded here, or at least embedded in the comments below.
Yeah, no, I will try, but there you go. Yeah. You can actually see it. You can
see it pretty well. Fine. Yeah. This isn't a technical show, guys.
Like that. It is £249 as well. I know it says $299, but £249.
Wow.
Make sure I had no naughty notifications on my phone.
Naughty notifications.
Just Pokemon shopping.
We've got no rival for the Scorpio now in the Sony Cup.
That's fine.
Scorpio comes out, what does Sony do?
I think they did announce Scorpio too early anyway.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
didn't know the name.
Yeah.
It's Project.
It's still a code name. I still say they're going to turn Scorpio into the next generation.
It is. Definitely.
Yeah, it
definitely
is.
Like,
I mean, it's a far enough jump ahead, apparently. But
yeah, that's it. Like, it is meant to be that much of a leap. But Microsoft have said that they're not going to do generations anymore as such. Yeah. But if we were thinking in terms of generations, it's a bigger leap than Neo is to PS4. So, yeah. How about some... Because we've talked now all about the conference, Neo, Slim, all of it. How about some more reader mail?
Listener mail.
Listener mail. Damn it.
I keep calling it reader mail as well, yeah. Do you want to take the first one?
Chain mail? Is there something there we could do?
No.
That's shit, isn't it?
Nerdactyl mail.
That's really boring.
Yeah.
We need to come up with something fun.
Maildactyl.
You know what? That's so...
Ball of this.
These are so bad. It reminds me of how we picked the Nerdactyl name, which I don't think we should go into now.
No, there's a story there. I told someone about it earlier. I told someone, shut up.
Jesus. I'm joking, I've told other people.
Lying in bed together.
Stop it.
Looking at the stars through the sunroof.
That's a different podcast.
Oh, yeah.
What about this one, or do you want to do one of yours?
I'll do mine first. Sabrinthia writes in saying, hi, Nerdactyl team.
Hi, Sabrinthia. Say hi to our audio listeners. They want to hear you say
our audio listeners. Yes, I was just waving. The sound of my waving carried across the audio waves.
It didn't.
It did.
Trust
me. I'm going to make you put it in.
There was no spikes on the...
Oh, shut up.
On Audacity.
I have a few questions for you guys with regards to PlayStation VR. Something I could never afford, but I can still dream. 1. How far do you think VR gaming could potentially go, whether it's limits? For example, do you think the games would be able to include other senses, such as smell and touch in the future? Something interesting there. Did you see the South Park viral thing where they had the...
Nauseous VR,
Nauseous Rift or something? Nauseous Rift.
It was really funny.
The less said about that, the better.
Yeah.
Totally.
What do you think?
I don't think that... I don't know. I mean, touch, I think... Does one of the VR units... I think it's Oculus, but I'm not sure. They have a couple of controllers which I think have some sort of haptic feedback, right?
It's just gel shock. I mean...
But haptic feedback allows you to have actual programmed reactions. So instead of just being a bit of a rumble in your hand, you could have haptic feedback in the way of if you are running your hand over, say, a gravel wall, then the haptic feedback would vibrate through your fingers. I mean, we've already got haptic feedback in phones, which can be programmed in different ways. Potentially, I think that in a couple of generations, perhaps, we could have some sort of haptic feedback device which would allow you a greater level of immersion, say if you are touching the trigger of a gun.
Yeah.
You know, you could have different vibration senses through your hand. I mean, I don't know what that would look like, but it's an interesting idea, I think. Smell, probably not.
In terms of games, probably not.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with VR. I think VR is here to stay.
Yeah.
VR is like...
We've got the technology for it now.
Yeah, it's not a thing for games, you know. It is a thing for games, but what I mean is VR is a thing for everything.
Yeah.
And I think this kind of technology, this whole putting yourself somewhere else, it will go to the extremes, I do think.
Absolutely.
That's weird, we've lost her. I don't know.
We're okay, don't worry.
I'm scared. I couldn't see her face from it. I can only see it digitally.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, VR is not something that's going to be a phase. It's not PS Move. It's not a Wii. It's here. VR, virtual reality is here because people want to put themselves in other places. And I have no doubt that it's going to grow beyond this generation of video games and all. And yeah, we're going to get other ways of putting us in another place. We're going to get smell. I imagine at some stage.
Really?
I reckon some stage down the line.
I think that's a weird one. I mean,
yeah, we can't see that far ahead, but I mean, VR is going to be around for the next as long as we are.
Well, some have said that this is the next 10 years of PlayStation.
It's the next 10 years of PlayStation, but I think virtual reality is just it's going to get more and more like generations upon generation. I mean,
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And Sony getting into the market like this early, getting the getting VR units at an affordable price point compared to other VR units at the minute into people's homes is an absolutely genius idea.
Yeah, because here, try out and be a front runner. Get in early and see the new generation of technology.
Absolutely. Which Sony has always been good at.
Oh yeah, totally.
Well,
they just spent 2 hours trying to sell some fucking 4K and it's VR. You know what I mean?
Question number 2 from Sabrinthia. There's 3 in total.
Okay, cool.
What games would you love to see come out on PlayStation VR?
That's a really good question. Because my instant answer is not Crash Bandicoot, so it's actually making me think.
That's interesting, right? For me, I'd love to see Elder Scrolls. I'd love to see the next Elder Scrolls game after Skyrim be in VR. Can you imagine the idea of holding your sword with a Move controller or whatever in one hand or throwing spells with the other in full VR, exploring a world as vibrant and as detailed and as expansive as an Elder Scrolls universe? That would be cool. That would be incredible. I mean, that would be great. That would be really cool. I think that would work incredibly well. And my problem with the Elder Scrolls yes, it's immersive, but it's not as immersive as I want it to be. Whenever Skyrim was first revealed, I wanted to spend ages sitting in the tavern listening to people sing, and I wanted to, kneel by a river and watch the salmon swim upstream.
Yeah.
Imagine that in VR.
It'd be great.
It'd be like virtual tourism, but in a world full of trolls and horribleness.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would go the complete opposite way. The Unfinished Swan.
Ooh.
Stylized. So in the Unfinished Swan, if you haven't seen it, the whole screen is white and you throw paint, and whenever the paint splatters, it paints black and you can see parts of the area. How amazing would that be?
Jesus,
in
I
VR?
haven't thought about that in VR. That is
completely stylized, not realistic.
That would be
discovering your environment, being able to feel it as well.
Oh man, I want to play the Unfinished Swan now in VR, and as far as I know, there is there's a cinema mode for PlayStation VR where you can play any game in the VR, but obviously it doesn't have head tracking and so forth. I even just want to play the Unfinished Swan like that. I mean,
awesome, right?
It would be disorientating, I think.
Oh no,
but
that'd be. Why is it white everywhere? That'd be weird. But then you throw paint, and the cool thing is the depth would be real depth.
That would be incredible. That's a damn good answer.
I like it.
I like it.
That's why I let you go first.
Baby.
I let you go first so I could think of that.
Good job.
Because my initial thought was, Uncharted. And I was like, no, what would
Uncharted in VR be like?
Yeah, because it's linear,
exactly.
And I was just like, no.
Third one then, third and final question from Sabrynthia is, do you think there are any downsides to virtual reality gaming? Could players lose touch with their own reality or even develop depression when they remove their headset and have to get on with their everyday life?
Yes.
That's all I've got for now. Good luck for the podcast, guys. Make sure to like and share your social media updates. Thanks very much, Sabrynthia.
Thanks, Sabrynthia.
What are you going to say?
Yes.
Yes.
But I think all gaming's like that.
Yeah. And
I think VR could be that a little more extreme because you're so immersed. But I think all gaming's like that,
Yeah.
You try and take a World of Warcraft player's computer away from him, he'll fight you, he can't survive.
Something I was thinking about looking into, by the way, World of Warcraft. Apparently not a good time to get into it. Then again, I've got Elder Scrolls Online to be playing.
And you've got a PlayStation, so just man up and play the PlayStation.
Don't use those words. Man up is not good. Yep, thanks very much, Cynthia. I think so as well. I mean, there is there's a potential for that, especially with VR. I mean, especially as games get more and more realistic and as games get more and more I don't know, are we looking at something like Inception? The lines between reality and dream, Morpheus, Blur.
Yeah. It certainly would blur the lines.
You got our last piece of listener mail?
Yes. It's not so much a question, it's just feedback.
It's just feedback. Who's it from?
It's from Amy.
Amy,
cool.
Thank you, Amy.
So, yes, just some thoughts from our first podcast. Love the shirt, Matt. It was a nice shirt. What one were you wearing?
It was the...
was it the same one? I thought you only had one shirt.
Shut up. I've got two.
Oh, right.
I've got two. You'll see the other one next episode.
What was it?
No, it's the... It was the Chuck Scrog one, Monkey Island. It was one of the ones I got. I think it was QWERTY.
Oh, right.
Websites. I love that shirt.
And I think I was wearing a generic. I was wearing just a navy polo shirt. But I'm wearing my Uncharted 4 at Thief's End t-shirt this time.
And I'm wearing my Malcolm Reynolds Firefly I Shit First t-shirt.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. We should have a section on our t-shirt each week.
Few more thoughts.
Few more. Go for it.
For a while, I believe Scotty had a Nerdactyl tattoo on his arm. That's because you can see in the corner of the screen here. That's the subscribe button, which you should smash.
Right there.
Smash that subscribe button. No, you've missed it. It's on your nipple. No, not if you move.
Well, if I hold my hand here,
it should be there.
It'll be sitting on.
It should be there.
Can I stroke it?
Try and stroke it.
Stroke it.
If anyone jumps into our podcast now or flicks through our YouTube video and just try and poke it.
Yeah.
Stroke it a bit. Yeah.
My nipple. Again, folks, if you're listening to the audio version, I'm sure it's fantastic, but you did just miss some visual gold. So
you did.
You should watch and listen to both.
Go search YouTube.
Yeah.
The Nerdactyl.
Although that's not their name yet. Subscribe to us on YouTube so we can actually have a pretty...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You can search... It's not youtube.com/Nerdactyl yet, but if you search the Nerdactyl on YouTube, you'll find us.
Yeah.
We need 100 subscribers, and then we can change our URL to custom. I'm going to change
happen.
I'm going to move it around this way.
You want to move it?
More
Yeah.
oh, shit.
Oh, wrong way. Oh. There we go.
You look bigger than me.
Bigger
You're
than
closer to the camera, man.
I'm bigger than you.
That would explain why I had to turn it there, because I'm further away. And look at all this empty space behind me.
This Scott is small. This
Scott is
away.
bigger. This Scott is better.
Anyway, listener,
yes.
Get back to it.
Tea or coffee, guys? Coffee.
Coffee.
Who are your inspirations?
Kind of funny. AKA Greg Miller, Colin Moriarty, Tim Geddes, and Nick Scarpino. Used to work for IGN. I had the honour of interviewing Greg Miller, and he showed up to my Twitch stream a couple of times. But what about you? Same?
Now, is this in life or just inspirations for why we're doing this?
I'd say inspirations for why we're doing this.
Okay, I think inspirations in life should be a question that someone should ask us for next time. Inspirations for doing this. Yeah.
Hello at thenerdactyl.com.
Yeah, to be honest, there are loads of YouTubers that I just want to, I want to copy like their approach is getting their voice out there. There are loads, a lot of smaller ones. Obviously, Greg Miller, Tim Geddes, Colin Moriarty, Nick Scarpino, and Kevin. Poor Kevin.
Oh, poor Kevin. I forgot Kevin.
They're inspirations because they showed us like it can be done. Obviously, they have years' experience. They're inspirations for why
and they would have
doing
fan
this.
base.
Yeah, and that's actually Podcast Beyond is one of the reasons that we talk so much about video games and so much depth. And one reason why we're doing this. But there are loads and loads of smaller YouTubers. Actually, there are a lot of YouTubers that do like movie reviews and stuff, and just film analysis. That would be quite inspirational. I'm trying to stall because I can't remember any of their fucking names. It's so bad. But yeah, loads.
We'll include them in the comments, I'm sure.
Yeah, we will.
After the facts,
yeah, a lot of smaller guys that I'll link you guys to. Inspirations why we're doing channels like this. It's not just going to be podcasts. We're going to be a few reviews, a few unboxings and stuff.
Yeah, once we get the website launched, I'm working on that now.
Yeah, well, there are unboxings at the minute.
Yeah.
But like, it's going to be podcast and YouTube show. So, yeah.
We've got our proper episode 1 coming up soon. Going to reveal what it is, or shall we leave that for the actual day of it?
Leave that, because something else might pop up.
Keep the hype. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Or we may not do it for a year.
Yeah, it's also very likely.
I don't want to see this guy again after that.
I'm going to stop droning on about that question. I'm going to rush through these ones a bit quicker because I'm on 16% battery. Oh, right. Thank you for reminding me my TV is now PS Now compatible. It is. That made me happy. Can you link your sources so we can do reading after? Yes, we will link our sources. This source is just a PlayStation meeting.
Go watch it if you haven't.
Yeah. She liked the dancing light changing. That was a complete technical fuck up. Expect that will happen. Yeah. Also, this week's is the shaky cam is back a little bit. I've noticed it's kind of. If we went like this, it would counter the shaky cam.
Really? So we can just do this the whole podcast. I'm just going to keep doing this.
Again, if you're scrolling, flicking through, and you just get to this bit, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
It's really late. We're really tired.
I'm not tired.
I think
time for your Betty buys.
You should do polls. We should do polls like, would you buy the Neo thing? Yeah.
Yeah, we should. Would you buy the PlayStation VR Pro?
We'll do that as a poll after this.
Yeah.
We'll do a poll tomorrow because people are asleep now.
Let's do it.
Last thing, you guys are lovely together.
Oh, I know. We're wonderful.
I was going to do this. He goes for that.
I'm doing both. I'm holding his hand right now for the audio listeners and fist bumping it hard.
He went to hold my hand first. That's okay. We're close guys.
Yeah.
We're
very close. Folks, what did you think of the PlayStation meeting? I don't know where he's going. What's the verdict at the end?
Shite.
Was it worth it? Yeah, it wasn't great. Shite, mate. Yo.
Absolute shite.
Yeah, we're a bit disappointed. We probably aren't going to be interested in getting the PlayStation 4 Pro. Or Slim. I'm pretty happy with my 2TB hard drive PS4 that I've got at the minute.
Where was Vita?
That's
where
right.
Where was the new handheld?
And what's this Trinity name then?
Bollocks.
I mean, did anyone actually say the name Trinity?
No.
Okay. So someone just pulled that out of their arse and decided to run with it. Okay. Because I was going to say, if they're replacing the standard PS4 model with the Slim, well, it's not a Trinity, is it? It's only two things.
If there were three things in the if there were three things in the ecosystem, that's what I think I said. That there would be a Trinity, there would be three things, and there's just not. There are two. So,
well, the Vita. We forgot about it.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. the Vita. Thank you very much for tuning in, folks. This has been the sort of second episode of the Nerdactyl podcast.
Well, it's because we're doing every time there's going to be a conference, a good one that we care about. There's going to be
we're going to do a lot of them. Let's try and do some for Nintendo Directs as well.
Bless. We are going to do a preview show, and we're going to do a reaction show. So they're not technically part of the podcast episode count. I don't. Should they be? Should it be like?
Maybe we should be. Maybe we should do that after the fact. Episode 1, PlayStation meeting preview thing.
I'm not sure because it's like we've got our playlist with like press conferences.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a playlist for like...
That's true. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. Episode 1 proper will hopefully come next unless there's some sort of massive sudden reveal. By the way, folks, we forgot to announce the PlayStation 5S Pro system hardware.
So we'll do like a monthly, at this point, we're going to do, and there's a reason for this, we're going to do a monthly standard podcast.
And I thought it was bi-monthly.
Well, no. We'll talk about it more later. We haven't figured this out, but we
haven't even discussed this. I don't know what he's talking about right now.
We're thinking of doing a monthly podcast, possibly, along with every trade show, but alternating it with our other show.
With our other show, which we're not completely talking about yet. Some people know about it. Yeah, that's right.
Well, we're getting our timings right. We're seeing how long it takes to export and film.
Exactly.
We'll see.
With the intention, I think, of eventually doing it, every week.
Building up.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see about that, though.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for tuning in, folks. You can find us, of course, on YouTube if you're watching us right now. You can also find us on Facebook at The Nerdactyl, Twitter at The Nerdactyl. We've got quite a few Facebook likes. Yeah, we're almost at 100, which is awesome. Twitter, bombing by comparison.
Oh, God.
Go follow us on Twitter, please. Hit that subscribe button down here somewhere. Is it? Here, yeah.
Oh, the
little guy. The little guy
on his nipple.
Yes, make sure you follow us on social media. You can check us out on iTunes now because for some reason Apple think that we're worthy of being on their podcast service. God knows why. You can also find us on SoundCloud. You can find us. You have sweaty hands. You can find us on SoundCloud. You can find us on your Android service of choice. There's a link at the bottom here. For some reason, podcasts aren't actually available in the UK yet, so we're trying to work on that. And our website is coming as well at some point. I'm working on that
you can visit
as we speak.
There's a picture.
Yeah, there's a picture on it, nerdactyl.com. If you want to get in touch with us for listener mail pattern baldness, whatever we want to call it, hello at thenerdactyl.com. The email address at least works. Anything else you want to add? Scotty boy?
No.
Scotty boy.
Our individual Twitters are at Red Green Giant, all one word, and at Scasocks.
At Scasocks.
Cool. I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that too.
I went on way longer than the last one.
You did indeed. Hope you enjoyed, folks, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.
Later. Yeah, it definitely was a conference.
It was a conference.
I've seen conferences before, and that was one of them.
That was one.
That was definitely a conference.
Yep. And I'm checking some pages, and I'm rustling them just to...
Lovely. And I'm going to take a wee drink.
And gulp right into the mic.
And then you can talk as well.
Yeah, I can talk as well while you drink. Yeah, it's like a ventriloquism act, but not quite.